Moses, one of the most pivotal figures in the Old Testament, was born during a tumultuous time when the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt. Pharaoh, the king, was alarmed by their increasing numbers and ordered that all Hebrew baby boys be killed. In an act of faith and desperation, Moses' mother hid him for 3 months. To save him, she placed him in a basket and floated it down the Nile River. The baby Moses was discovered by Pharaoh's daughter, who, moved by compassion, adopted and raised him in the palace. Despite growing up in wealth, Moses knew his Hebrew heritage. As an adult, Moses witnessed an Egyptian mistreating a Hebrew slave and in anger killed the Egyptian, burying him in the sand. Fearing the consequences of his actions, Moses fled to Midian. There, he built a new life, marrying Zipporah and tending sheep. While tending his flock, Moses encountered an extraordinary sight, a bush that burned without being consumed by the flames. From this burning bush, God spoke to Moses, declaring, "I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I have witnessed the suffering of my people, and you are chosen to deliver them from Egypt." Overwhelmed and doubtful of his ability, Moses hesitated, but God reassured him, promising his presence. Moses returned to Egypt, accompanied by his brother Aaron. They approached Pharaoh with God's command to release the Israelites. Despite their pleas, Pharaoh's heart was hardened, leading to the divinely ordained 10 plagues that devastated Egypt, the final one being the death of every firstborn Egyptian. Following this tragedy, Pharaoh relented, allowing the Israelites to leave. Even then, he soon pursued them with his army. As Moses and the Israelites fled from Egypt, they found themselves trapped between Pharaoh's fast-approaching army and the expansive Red Sea. Fear and doubt began to spread among the people, but Moses stood firm in faith. He raised his staff as God commanded, and a miraculous event unfolded. The waters of the Red Sea parted, creating a dry path for the Israelites. With walls of water towering on either side, the people crossed to safety. Once they reached the other side, God instructed Moses to stretch his hand over the sea once more. When he did, the waters rushed back, engulfing Pharaoh's pursuing forces in a mighty wave, ensuring Israel's safety from their oppressors. This event became a defining moment of salvation and divine intervention, showcasing God's power and protection over his chosen people. Shortly after the miraculous crossing, the Israelites journeyed through the desert to Mount Sinai, where they camped at the foot of the mountain. God summoned Moses to the summit, where he delivered the 10 Commandments. These divinely ordained laws were intended to guide the moral and spiritual conduct of the people and to form the foundation of their covenant with God. Throughout their time in the wilderness, the Israelites faced numerous trials. They grumbled against Moses in their hunger and thirst and struggled with faith and obedience. They worshipped a golden calf during Moses' prolonged absence on the mountain, testing the patience of their leader and the mercy of their God. Moses, despite witnessing God's miracles firsthand, bore the burdens of leadership with patience and humility. But because of a single act of disobedience towards God, he was not permitted to enter the Promised Land. Standing on Mount Nebo, he was allowed to see the land from afar before he died, his mantle passing to Joshua, who would lead the people into their inheritance. Through Moses' life, we learn that God uses ordinary people for extraordinary purposes and teaches us resilience and faithfulness.